Today we have a bow review of a special kind, so to say. Completely new on the market. Looks like a piece of bamboo, but it is a Hankyu, a half-size Yumi made by Sarmat Archery. I show you now. I hope that the autofocus will work. You see the shape of the bow, the protection or where the arrow is, then the leather wrapped handle and the end. So it is 1/3 to 2/3. There you hold your bow. And the Japanese were so smart because they figured out when you hold the bow in the center and you have a bow with hand choke, the vibration always accumulates exactly in the center of the bow. And then I stood there like, then they figured out when we hold the bow not there, where you have the most vibration, we simply hold the bow there. And there's a vibration, but you don't feel it at all. Smart Japanese people. I mean, other countries solve this problem differently. They build simply another kind of bow. So let's compare this bow to a Yumi. The features, when you see here what is uncommon, usually when you have a protection or a reinforcement for the tip, it's on the back of the bow, but the Yumi has it on the belly of the bow. And when you see this is an original Japanese Yumi, on the belly of the bow is the protection, and they simply put a bit more wrapping around, but it's not so necessary. So you see, design wise, comes already close to the original Yumi. What else do we have? Oh, I need to turn the bow around. Then we have here the leather wrapped handle. But what you see, the section, do you call it section? Cut section when you cut through, is a flat rectangle, even with the original Yumi. We have this here too with this bamboo one. But what the Japanese do, they have a little more material on the handle on the belly side before they wrap around. We don't have this here, and this is one thing we need to change. Dear Nikita, the bow is not that comfortable to hold. So, and then the Japanese have these fancy bindings. Everything has a meaning, of course, in Japan. So when you see the shape, the lower limb has nearly almost the same shape as the regular Yumi. And when you see the upper limb goes in a little back, so up there it's not completely the shape, only at the end they look then similar again. So now let's string both and then you see how they look stronger. The two beauties, the beauty. So now have a look at the shape. Of course, because it's shorter, it looks a little different, but we get close to the design of an original Yumi. So when you draw the big one, what you have is, the upper limb obviously points or bends quite away back, and the handle is slightly turning backwards when you bend the bow. This is what I don't like. And with the small one, it's a little the same, so the lower part of the handle comes already in the back, but of course we only have 27.5-inch draw length. So, done with the comparison, let's go to the technical details, features. This bow is 1.32 m from nock to nock, and then maybe 1.35 m from tip to tip unstrung. The draw weight, I need to measure it, but it's roughly 22 pounds. At 27.5 inches, this is the safe draw length from the bow builder. I don't feel staking, but most probably the bow simply will break. Of course, what you don't want to do is shoot the Japanese bow in a Western style Mediterranean, but I do it simply to show you that it's possible. So arrow on the left side, creating a draw, whereas the brace height is not that high, so you might hit your wrist. it's not bad. You can shoot accurate. What the bow is meant for is, of course, for the Chinese way of shooting. Cut edit for the Japanese way. There's a bow game in Japan, it's called Shihanmato. I will explain this in another video. But we shoot now the Japanese way. Arrow is on the right side. And you have thumb draw, thumb release. And of course this bow can be shot like you shoot with a normal Gyudo bow, with a Yumi. You throw back. And you should hit the target. You need to get used that the handle is a little too flat for me on this side, so I don't know right now how to hold properly, but we get there. Roughly like this, and then of course you can flip your hand back like you see in Japan. Like so, and then you stand it. It was a center shot. See, you only have to do it properly, then it works. So this is what the bow is meant for. What the bow is meant to be shooting sitting or kneeling, so you can go in your shazen kneeling position. You can do first your meditation. Usually you shoot 2 arrows. You have 2 arrows and your bow, and you first contemplate on line until you reach your zen mind. Then you start shooting. Like in Kyudo, you prepare. Of course you can do it here, it's probably better, so like this. Look at the target. Then of course, very important, breathing. The next one. Zen mind, come to me, now! Okay, and now I have it. Like this. The first prototypes of the Hankyu made by Sarmat Archery, fully in bamboo. Works nice, shoots nice, is an interesting way when you especially want to do this meditative way of shooting, getting more into this Kyoto feeling and whatever. It's really nice. One thing only for me, we should put on the belly side a little more material on the handle, that you have a little more grip. So in this way I need to hold the bow almost sideways like this. This way it doesn't feel, I don't know. So, or maybe I will figure out how to hold it, but I would like to have the handle a little more close to a square than extremely rectangular. The design is very good. Looks like a Yumi when you don't see how long it is, then you can think it's a Yumi, but when you stand beside, then you see it's only half-size Yumi compared to a real Yumi. So, Hankyu by Sarmat Archery, very good, shoots nice, draws smooth, up to 27.5, I think even more, so this is 28 inches, so you can get that. It's a normal draw length, it's fun to shoot. Thank you very much, Sarmat Archery. Bye-bye. There is a bow, but this bow is not made for West. You see that we do a video here? Stop. What?
I don't want to shoot that.
That's good for you, but you can be simply silent and watch because we do a video, okay? Thank you.